Live service games are some of the biggest risks for developers to take when creating their next game. Find out what this newest wave of unfortunate layoffs could mean for some of the industry's biggest titles. Up next. What up, guys? This is Kalo, and I'm here to give you the lowdown on all things gaming. And if you're new here, feel free to subscribe to this channel for weekly video game news content. Drop a like on the video, and welcome to the Level Up. Alright, before we get into today's news, I got news for you guys. So I mentioned last week that once we reach 500 subscribers, I'm gonna launch a Twitch channel. Now, if you're keen to notice, in the description down below, I got the link to that Twitch channel. So go follow me, go subscribe, do all that fun stuff, and I'll let you guys know here on the Level Up when our first stream is. Okay, so first things first, my heart goes out to anyone and everyone that has been affected by the most recent wave of layoffs, because this is just something you never want to see. But this wave of layoffs comes from Epic Games, who just recently laid off a huge amount of their workforce, with that number reaching around 16% of their employees, and that number is pretty insane when you step back and just look at it, because that could make up a few AAA studios in the current market. What I think is scarier here is the fact that we all know Epic is behind arguably the most massive game to date, which of course is Fortnite. And it just goes to show you it takes a lot of people to give it the constant support it needs, and Epic has clearly just hit a wall. But Tim Sweeney from Epic had this to say on the matter. Quote, "For a while now, we've been spending way more money than we earn, investing in the next evolution of Epic and growing Fortnite as a metaverse-inspired ecosystem for creators. I had long been optimistic that we could power through this transition without layoffs, but in retrospect, I see that was unrealistic. While Fortnite is starting to grow again, the growth is driven primarily by creator content with significant revenue sharing. And this is a lower margin business than we had when Fortnite Battle Royale took off and began funding our expansions. Success with the creator ecosystem is a great achievement, but it means a major structural change to our economics. Now, I could basically compare this all to a bubble. At first, everything is all good and well. The more you inflate it, the more it grows. But at the same time, there is a risk this bubble is going to pop. In this case, Epic is trying to get ahead of all that and take all the steps necessary to avoid the bubble bursting and scale back what they're trying to do. And this is a point I brought up in last Friday's video, and how Sony's approach to shipping out multiple live service games moving forward is a very risky move. I mean, if one of, if not the biggest live service game in the whole entire world is having issues sustaining that many employees, what makes you think you can do it? But at the same time too, and had surely outgrown the initial staff that released the game, and needs all hands on deck to keep that game in a stable state, all while releasing new content. But I think moving forward, what is best for companies like Epic and so on and so forth are to find a balance between workforce and consistent content for players. But one of the studios most affected by this is Mediatonic, which is the studio behind Fall Guys. This is unfortunate yet again because this is all taking place just 2 years after Epic acquired them and made Fall Guys a free-to-play title. Epic Games does remain adamant that it will remain a priority for them moving forward, but again, this is yet another live service title that has been hit by a sustainability issue. Now, I also get it, live service games are these massive cash cows. If, and that's the key word here, if you get the formula right. And I look at the top of this video. You can do everything right. Take the gaming world by storm, do all these crazy collabs with Star Wars, Marvels, and all that, and still get hit with this bug. Player retention is a massive part in all this. A game like Apex Legends is a prime example of how a game can get off to a hot start, then fizzle out a mere few months later. Now, if the game adapts like Apex did, sure, the game can come back to life. And you've seen that with games like Fortnite and even Fall Guys. But these are all just anomalies in the gaming world. And this is also a problem with new games coming into this space. How do you stand out and how do you make yourself different? And it's very hard to do nowadays because that environment is very competitive. And let's just say you make it. Gamers have very little time to spare, and most of them already found their niche in that genre. But what should be at the top of the list moving forward for all of these companies is to make something unique. I look to games like Rainbow Six Siege, Fall Guys, Sea of Thieves, and Rocket League. They all found success because they stand out. And most of these live service games that are coming out now are FPS games, where that would-be player base already found their home within that space. But again, my heart goes out to anyone and everyone who has been affected by these layoffs, and we wish you nothing but the best moving forward. But with all that being said, I'm gonna pass this question off to you guys. What live service games are you guys fans of, and what do you make of this business model? Like I said, it's hard to keep that player retention up and also be sustainable. But that about does it here. I've been Kalo. I gave you the lowdown on all things gaming, and if you're new here, feel free to subscribe to this channel for weekly video game news content. Drop a like on the video, and this has been the Level Up.